Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and others.
Willy Wonka, the amazing chocolatier.
Willy Wonka,
Willy Wonka, Willy Wonka. Everybody give a cheer, hooray!
Hooray!
No, funny story about this one before we give the topic. Well, Matt just gave it away. This was literally last minute.
Well, then again, it's in the title. Like, come on.
Yeah, but like, not even kidding. This is a all kinds of last minute podcast.
Oh yeah.
It was basically a last minute podcast.
We literally, Hayden.
We literally had the idea not even 5 minutes ago.
He literally just said, "Let's record it," and then we were like, "All right."
So
why not? Why not we do it anyways?
Podcast because we were legitimately neck deep into a conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we are.
Podcast on this because the original movie actually turned 50 this year.
Hey.
Yeah, 1971.
Hey, 50.
So let's go over what we've already discussed before we started recording. I think we were discussing... Well, let's start off with... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start the hour.
Okay.
All right, then.
So, better Willy Wonka.
Gene.
My opinion was very controversial when I said Johnny.
Yeah. I think we were about to explain that before we started recording.
Yeah.
No offense, Johnny Depp. You're brilliant, but unfortunately,
yeah, Johnny's a great.
No, Johnny Depp is a really good Willy Wonka.
I don't know. I just feel I just felt more like connected to Johnny Depp's one. Like I found him way more funny than I did with Gene Wilder.
The thing I love about Gene's Wonka is he's so mysterious, and you never know what the fuck he's gonna do next.
Yeah, I kind of agree the same with. The one thing I will give, like, Johnny Depp's character for Willy Wonka, like...
Johnny Depp, you just feel so bad for him when you realize
I'll tell you what, I agree with Matt on that,
and not just that, but the way he treats those fucking little shits is just so funny. He's, like the way he's like, Mr. Wonka, I'm Violet Beauregarde. Oh, I don't care.
Why would that be me?
Well, Johnny Depp is a really funny actor, so who wouldn't have Johnny Depp as the Willy Wonka?
I really do agree with Matt on that. You really do feel bad.
Mumbler.
Yeah, Mumbler. Yeah, you feel really bad for Willy Wonka, honestly, and I love his backstory, like how he became this like big successful.
It's funny that we bring this up. I don't know if you guys know this, but did you know they're actually doing a prequel based on Wonka?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, recently you told us that.
I did not know that.
I don't know how I feel. I don't really know
how did I tell you guys that? I don't remember telling you guys that.
You never told me that.
You never remember telling us anything.
I know.
You see, I don't really know how I generally feel about that. I mean, the prequel in itself. Don't you think that's just kind of already shoved into Charlie and the Chocolate Factory to an extent?
Well, then again, it could very well be a different backstory.
Like the backstory of, his childhood when his dad was a dick to him.
Well,
and
here's
all
the
that,
thing,
and how he wanted, and his
I never read the
motivation to become, a chocolatier and all of that.
I never read the original book, so I wouldn't know, but I don't think they ever gave his backstory in the book.
Oh, Hayden, I've never actually read the books either. I've only watched
this very well could
They never gave his backstory in Willy Wonka either.
So this very well could be a whole different interpretation.
While we're on the topic of the Wonkas, can we address how he looks fucking ridiculous in the remake?
He does.
I mean, yeah.
He kind of does.
Yep, Wonka. Don't get me wrong.
That's what makes him so funny.
Jesus Christ.
That's what makes him so funny.
Seven Maggie.
Am I the only person who thought that Willy Wonka was a woman?
What?
I guess
I'm not gonna lie. I can see where you're coming from, but I never thought that.
Was it the hair?
It's because of the hair and the second version. I thought it was a woman.
Season 7 Maggie.
I see where you're coming from with that, Hayden. Oh shit! Now I can see it.
Put up a picture of the two. Whoever's editing this. Okay, so we did Wonka. Better Charlie.
Honestly, I honestly kind of prefer Peter Ostrom's Charlie.
Which one was that?
The original.
The original.
I'm original.
I mean, I like both.
Like the The Freddie Highmore Charlie was good, but he was too goody.
He was such a fucking goody two shoes.
I mean, as much as I
He
really
was,
want
yeah.
Freddie Highmore as Charlie, if I really had to, I would say Peter.
I'm gonna have to go with
I'm
Peter
sorry,
as
Charlie
well. I'm sorry. I don't
Charlie
like.
in the
I'm not really
Wonka
huge fan of the
version
other
just
one.
felt more like an actual kid, whereas the fucking remake Charlie, he just felt like a goody two shoes.
Way too goody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand where you guys are coming
That's
from, but
true,
isn't that the point of Charlie's character? Like, is to make him out to be like a saint?
Yeah, but that's what Willy Wonka movie did.
No, the Wonka movie made him more of an actual kid with actual emotions. The fucking remake just makes him out to be the fucking baby Jesus.
That's true, because when you think about it, I mean, look at how devastated, like, Peter's Charlie was every time a golden ticket was found, and he just kept losing more and more hope. Then you see Freddy's Charlie, and it was like he looked like he felt nothing.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't know. I think both are really good, but I think the original Charlie is slightly better. Very slightly.
Thank
So
you.
all 5 of us are on for the original Charlie.
Yep.
Fun fact:
I
that kid who
love
played
Peter.
Charlie,
He's great.
he went on to be the fucking titular good doctor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A show
found that out
portrays.
yesterday.
Yeah, I knew Freddie Highmore was the good doctor, and it's a very shitty representation of autism. But you know,
yeah, pretty much.
What character's next?
But yeah,
Characters next.
Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, Grandpa Joe. Original.
Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, Grandpa Joe.
Original.
Oh man, that gets really tough. I don't know.
I definitely like the original Grandpa Joe.
I like the original Grandpa Joe better. There's something about him that's just, I don't know, like
I really like his personality.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, unfortunately.
Oh, wow, 2 for the Charlie.
Wow,
okay, let me say about the Charlie version. He's a funny character. Very funny character. But I just feel like he goes through absolutely nothing after his backstory.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Walk again is just brushed off.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
Whereas
I
in the
can
original,
understand that, yeah.
I'll admit, in the original, it's contrived as all hell, but you actually felt like something was accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. Like again, and that's
exactly.
kind of the reason. That's kind of the reason for me why I prefer the original one. And plus, I love how he's always with Charlie, like to the very end. Like, you know, he knows how much he wants it. I mean, the remake one does it too, but again, it in the beginning for like that slight portion, like it focused a little bit on his backstory, but again, it never really played on throughout the movie.
And plus, I'll admit right now, as funny as it was when he did the whole yippee bit, like, I'll admit that is funny.
He did that, and he did that fucking dance.
Like, I will admit,
that dance was hilarious, I would say.
That is a funny moment. But when you compare that to the original, I'm sorry, that should not have been funny. I
just find that funny.
The way the original Grandpa Joe went about it was kind of funny. It was just literally him trying to stand
the way he just
he's trying to stand
down.
But like, here's the thing though. That's something that would happen in that scenario. It wouldn't succeed the first go.
Oh, of course not.
Exactly.
And then there's fucking Grandpa Joe in the remake going.
I think the reason they did that is because the remake isn't really a musical, whereas the original one is.
True. Very true.
That is true, yeah.
So that's 3 for 2 on Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, I like the original Grandpa Joe.
Honestly, I think
I do as well.
I think all the grandparents are better in the Charlie movie than they are in the original.
Well, I know. Well, Grandpa Joe, it's no competition.
Grandpa Joe, was the only one who did anything in the original.
Yeah, in the
the others just let's just sat down there completely.
Can we just agree Grandpa George and Grandma Georgina are just the better pair? Like when you look at them on their own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Grandpa George is just so angry and salty all the time.
Well, it's a good thing you're going to a chocolate factory. You're
When I heard that, I was dead.
I swear, I remember one time. I don't know if this is a Mandela effect, but I remember one time I saw the movie and the audio wasn't blurted out.
Matt, you're not wrong.
There is a dub of that.
You're not. I know, because on HBO Max, you actually can hear a bit of what he's saying, and I can distinctly make out him yelling, "Why the bloody hell?"
Oh wow, I actually didn't know that.
That's sort of anticlimactic.
That's actually really funny, to be honest.
It sounds nothing like him, though.
It doesn't actually, but yeah.
I think there's someone at the door.
Oh,
But
Grandma
I do agree.
funniest.
Get up, you lazy asses.
Well, I do agree that the other grandparents from the Charlie version are better. I think Grandpa Joe just takes the cake in the original. I thought he was really fun. He was a really fun character, and I loved his personality.
Yeah,
I thought he would've-
I thought he was.
Yeah,
Not only that, I hate to say it, but Grandpa Joe in the remake kind of is a goody two-shoes along with Charlie, whereas in the original, when Wonka looked like he was fucking pissed off with Charlie for no reason, he was straight up ready to betray Wonka.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, bottom line, definitely the original Grandpa Joe for me.
So that's 3 for 2.
Absolutely.
Same. Sorry.
Wait, I'm not
the
even
Charlie
gonna bother
and Chocolate
going
Factory,
over the
I'm
parents
still,
because, again,
saying,
honestly, in the
it's my
remake,
favorite.
it just feels like there's more of a character to the mother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just focus on the main characters.
I can tell you now.
Charlie's mother in the original.
I can tell you now
is
which version
better.
has the better dad. The original.
Oh yeah, the dead. Who's dead?
The dead
Yeah.
dad, apparently.
Yeah, the dead one.
No, I'm kidding. Like, the remake actually did do better in that department. I do like the dad, actually.
You know, the dad is nice in the remake, though. But if I had to choose the better mother, definitely the original.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I
prefer
think
the remake.
I think the original one died. Did she?
The original dad, yes, but not the mom.
No. The original mom's
the-
actress
the original
recently
mom.
died.
Yeah,
Oh, the actress. Did she?
I think.
Yeah, the actress died.
Yeah, I think she died last year or the year before that.
No, it was
But,
actually no. Actually, you want to know a funny story, Matt? My cover that I did for Cheer
Uh-huh.
Up Charlie, the day I posted it is when she passed,
Oh my god!
and I didn't even know that until
Are
someone
you serious?
swear.
Seriously.
Taylor!
Swear,
Oh my
I
God,
didn't even,
Sage.
and I didn't even know. I did not know.
You should have known.
Well, how
Okay.
can I know? I don't look this shit
Okay,
up.
come on.
Okay, let's get back on topic. Okay.
Better Augustus.
Definitely the
Uh,
Charlie
Remake.
version.
Remake.
remake.
The Augustus in the original kind
The
of
Augustus in the original
existed.
honestly did nothing.
He kind of
He
just
did absolutely
existed.
nothing.
He literally did nothing. No.
Like, he didn't even, like, their thing was like, oh, he's a fat ass. I bet I was more willing to believe it in the original, or not the original, the remake.
Yeah.
When he goes into the backstory of how he got the ticket, he names all this shit that he eats.
Yeah, exactly. Like he
exactly. Yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
that's what highlights his gluttonous like persona.
And then you see him in the chocolate
Mhm,
room where
yeah.
he's literally eating everything he can get his fat little fingers on.
yeah, on
He's literally going to explode
the
after eating all
remake
that
was
crap.
a better it was a better perspective on what Augustus should have been.
And we just admit,
Yeah.
though, the dad in the original just eating the fucking pop filter on the microphone.
Oh yeah, Mr. Glue. Mr. Glue. What do you oh,
He just eats the microphone.
Mr. Glue. What do you oh
Oh.
That's what Augustus should have been.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like
love it.
How do you celebrate? I eat my candy.
I feel like Matt said, the remake really showed off his gluttonous persona a lot more than the original did.
Like the original, he just looked like a spoiled rich kid who just happened to be fat.
I mean, he
And
didn't
the
really.
thing is,
Well, then again,
thing
most of
is-
us are fat, lol.
he wasn't even that big back then.
yeah, he
back
wasn't.
wasn't even that fat.
Yeah,
no.
no, he wasn't.
He wasn't even that big.
because the
Like,
reason
he honestly
the
looked
reason
the same size as everybody else.
the reason for that is because back in the early 70s, like what was considered big back then is considered like normal today.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
Like, what was-
Interesting. Good
well,
fact.
not really normal, but like slightly overweight
Average.
equals average. There you go.
I
Compared to the
actually didn't know
remake.
this.
compared to the remake where he's like a lot bigger.
Legitimately, I didn't know this.
I didn't know this either.
That's actually an interesting. Wow.
Yeah, a big wow for me. Yeah, I didn't realize
know that either. Wow.
That was actually true.
The more you know.
Well, you learn something new every day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Better
Life
Veruca.
lessons within
remake.
Better Veruca? Oh man.
Remake.
Better
Fuck the
Veruca.
original one. Every time I see the original Veruca, I just want to smack the shit out of her.
Well, isn't that the point? Like, isn't that what they want?
Yeah, she's way more, like, yeah.
Honest, yeah.
The Willy Wonka Veruca, like the more like you hate her, the more they're better at doing their job. So
yeah,
oh, I know. But
yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
true.
sorry. I would rather watch one that I can fucking watch without wanting to strangle.
No, see, here's the thing. Hey,
well, that's the whole point.
Yeah, again,
that's the whole point. Yeah,
I do see where you're coming from with that, Hayden. But the thing is, that's how I judge them. Like, interpreting the characters how they wanted them to is exactly like how I judge them. So even though, like, the remake Veruca might be a little more tame in a sense, I think the original one did it far better.
Definitely.
So that's a 4-1
yeah,
on Veruca.
I'll say the original one's much better.
Better Violet.
The original, honestly.
Original.
Charlie version for me.
I'm gonna have to go with Charlie as well.
Charlie.
Because the reason I choose the Charlie version of her is because in the remake, I mean, not the original, I mean, she's just a girl who chews constantly and doesn't really,
Whereas in the remake, she's a bit of a winning obsessed freak.
Like, she's all about winning and being number one. Like,
now that I actually think about it, yeah, the Violet in the Willy Wonka one was pretty tame. Like, she didn't really seem all that spoiled or stuck up.
You know,
it's
something that
she just happened. Straight up calls Charlie a loser.
Yeah, it was like the Willy Wonka Violet just happened to be a girl who won an award for chewing, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, she's more all about being number one and doing everything. I mean, for one, it's also to please her mother because she's a champion of shit.
Yeah,
so,
she apparently is a champion. Yeah.
She's a champion of keeping her legs open.
Yeah. No, she's influenced by her mother, who is a complete fucking bitch.
Well, yeah.
I agree.
Hell, you want proof that mother's a bitch? The fucking Violet's coming out of the factory, like, looking, oh, look, I'm flexible. And the mom's like, you're blue.
Yeah, exactly. She's like...
Well, the thing is that, with the original and stuff, like, I just think that was a little too rushed how she actually turned, like, blue. Like, which in the Charlie version,
in the remake,
it was a lot longer. Like,
it was a lot more
of how big it got and stuff. Yeah.
It was a hell of a lot.
So that's what? 4? That's all 5, or is it 4-1?
No, I prefer the Charlie Violet.
Charlie.
I'm gonna change to Charlie actually. So yeah,
all 5 for Violet. Better Mike.
The Charlie one. The Charlie
one, honestly.
Dude,
but
the Charlie version of Mike, I literally want to punch him in the face for like 10 minutes straight.
Me too, man.
Yeah, I hate to say it. Like, I really do like both Mikes, but if I had to pick one, I'd pick the original.
Most of the kids in the Willy Wonka movie are tame compared to the Charlie one.
Tame and weird.
Except Veruca, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike in the original is not that bad, honestly.
I don't know. I think
he's just a kid. He's just a kid who just happens to watch too much TV. Whereas the new
that's a move, though, man.
The remake one is, he's a fucking smart ass. He always, he always has to be right. Like, no matter what he says, he always thinks he's right,
even though he's actually wrong.
Yeah. Like, he always just thinks he's so much better than everyone else.
I guess.
I'm gonna apply my logic
which I call
did
bullshit
with
on
Veruca, and with my choice here, I'm sorry, original.
I guess in the interview scene in the original, I guess he's sort of a brat. But other than that, he's pretty chill. He's not that bad.
What the Willy Wonka Mike? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
it's a 4-1 split on this one.
It's his fucking mother that's like a Karen.
Yeah. I mean,
he is a
We'll
parent.
discuss the parent. Like legit,
Yeah, no,
we'll
we'll
discuss the parents here after we discuss Mike.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
good.
Like, again, I love both interpretations of Mike, but if I had to pick my favorite one, the original.
So 2-3.
All
I
right,
like
fair
the
enough.
Charlie version.
I like the Charlie one.
I like the Charlie one as well.
Like the more
All
you
right, so
hate
yeah,
them, the
2-3
better.
split.
Like you have to make them unlikable to show that they're, you know, that they truly don't deserve the golden ticket that they've won.
Exactly.
Plus, you can tell, like,
Okay.
you know, from like those parents and stuff, they're actually like really serious. So
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so we're gonna really legitimately discuss which version of each parent is better.
Okay.
So,
Wait, before we do that, are we gonna at the very end? Are we gonna discuss like which movie is better overall?
yes.
All right.
So for Augustus, both versions got his mother,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
Alright.
say the original.
Yeah, I think the original
Yeah,
is better.
Augustus's mother in the original like stands
Like
out
she,
more.
like you could tell
she did more
actually cared
lines.
for him.
Yeah, she had
Yeah, I'm
more
gonna have to say
lines.
original.
Whereas the mother in
The remake, honestly, she just seemed like such a happy-go-lucky bitch. She was too happy.
She was too happy.
yep.
Her
I
smile was
agree.
really creepy, so she
I
was-
like the original. I like the original
She's
version of
just
Augustus'
okay
mom
with
better.
She's just okay with the fact. This is disturbing to me. She's okay with the fact that her son is like ginormously overweight and doesn't even do a thing about it.
No. Like, here's the thing. I'm sure, like, because that really isn't that uncommon. But like, her son is God knows where in this chocolate room eating God knows what, and she doesn't care.
No, she's the one shoving chocolate pieces into a bag.
Literally.
Whereas
Yeah,
in the remake,
she's like giving her like chocolate and stuff in
like
general.
the remake, she sees him eat one bar of chocolate. She's like, cause she knows. She's like, save room for later. She knows.
Yeah, the original.
He
one
knows
was
basically,
so
yeah.
much better.
So all 5 of us for Augustus's mom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like how.
I
like
say
how-
original.
Yeah,
And
the
also,
original.
One more thing, I like how in the original she like cusses out. Well, she doesn't really cuss, but she chews out Wonka.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every parent did.
But like, I liked it when she did it, especially. She's like, "You terrible man."
Oh yeah.
So for Violet, all right, Violet in the original got her dad, and the remake got her mom. I'm gonna have to say it. Her mom. Her dad's fucking annoying.
Her dad is annoying and not in a good way.
Like, the only time I really laughed at what he said was I got a blueberry for a daughter.
The only time I really laughed when he said something was when he's like, "With sour cream." Ha ha.
Yeah. See, I
Yeah.
know.
Like,
I
I
know.
hate the Charlie version of Violet's mom. I do. But if I have to pick between the two, I'm picking the mom.
Nah, see, and again, I would choose the mom, but I don't know what it is. She just looks like a total fucking Karen to me. So even though I know he is annoying, I do get a laugh every now and again. So I'm choosing.
yeah,
her dad.
I'd have to choose Violet's dad as well.
So
I'm gonna
that's
have to choose Violet's dad as well because her mom
I don't know.
is,
They both
is not the
suck.
best person, to be honest.
yeah, they
they're
both suck.
They're both
They really
terrible
both
people.
suck.
They're both terrible parents.
They're both awful people, but if I had to choose Violet's dad,
I'm
Yeah.
going with Violet's
Yeah, I would
dad
have to say
'cause
Violet's
I
dad as
can't
well.
stand
Yeah,
the mom,
I find him
honestly.
a little better.
Veruca,
The mom just
all right.
flirts with Wonka all the time.
yeah, she's a fucking whore.
For real.
Mhm,
Why do you
yep.
think I made my comment on her keeping her legs open?
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Veruca's
Veruca's
dad.
dad remake.
Mm,
Yeah, honestly, the remake because
Uh.
Veruca's dad, like in the remake, you know, sometimes would say no to Veruca, whereas the original doesn't really do anything to stop it. He's just like, "Oh yeah, okay, darling, okay." Like he doesn't really do
Like, he
anything
doesn't
to stop
try
that
to say
behavior.
no.
You can definitely
He
tell
doesn't.
though that
He
half
doesn't
the
stop
shit
that
that she-
behavior.
Also, why does Veruca's dad in the original look like that one dude from The Office?
For real.
Oh, that fat dude from The Office. Yeah.
Oh, the
No,
fat guy. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
honestly, like that's my argument. If I had to, like, I would choose like the remake of Veruca's dad.
Sometimes he would be more stern and actually act like a proper parent.
Right, because
and not only that, if I gotta be honest, Veruca's dad in the remake looks more like her dad than in the original. Because in the original, he just looks like her fat uncle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going
I'm
with
gonna
the
have to say
remake.
the other version, the Charlie version, I would say for Veruca's dad.
Well,
So that's all 5 for Veruca's dad?
Well, here's the other thing I gotta point out. When you actually see, like, you know, you can clearly tell he's not in the right mind, and it's because of Veruca in the original. Like, you can totally tell that he is just tired of her shit, but doesn't know how to tell her no means no.
Whereas in the remake, he tries to tell her no.
Yeah,
He literally tried to say no.
And obviously when she said she wanted a squirrel, he was just like, no, you can't.
No, you can't. Exactly.
Like, he caved in eventually, but he didn't try to argue about it.
At the very end, when he's like,
when he got
today's a ball, and that's final.
But I want it, and then he does like Blair.
I thought he was getting ready to slap the shit out of her.
Oh yeah, that angry look he gave
she was
her.
as well.
Like that meant, like, from that point on, Veruca was no longer a spoiled little brat.
Oh, totally.
Nope. Totally.
He definitely said no to, like, pretty much everything after that.
I would too.
It's funny how we mentioned the movie because I'm eating chocolate right now.
There you go.
Okay, so Mike in the original got his mom, and the remake got his dad.
His dad.
I can't fucking
I'm gonna
stand
sound
his mother.
stupid for saying this. I am gonna sound stupid for saying this, but this one line is the reason I'm voting for his dad. Pappy
What?
puller.
Oh yeah, tapping puller.
I like the one line
My
where he's like,
idea.
unhard?
Tapping puller?
What are you talking about?
Like, that
Unhard?
one line alone is the reason I'm voting for Mike's dad.
Mr. Wonka, I teach high school geography,
Well,
and I'm here to tell you.
Well, then.
Terrible country it is. Yeah, I like the remake, Dad. I'm
His
sorry.
dad is
Mom is just a
hilarious.
I cannot fucking stand his mother.
Again,
His mom
she
is such a
acts like
fucking
a
Karen.
His
Karen.
mother is so bad.
Like, she totally acts like a Karen.
So that's all 5 of us for the dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Totally.
dad,
Okay.
honestly,
Dad's much better.
I honestly get a kick out of the dad.
Yeah, his dad's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oompa Loompas.
Oh man.
Hey, it's Vinny.
Shut up, Megan Fox.
Okay, deep Roy.
Come on.
All right.
If I had to pick between the Oompa Loompas, I'd honestly say the original.
Original
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah,
I
the
love the
original-
Oompa Loompas.
Like, I'm used to that orange makeup and the green hair. Like,
And not only that,
that's what
like,
makes me think of the Oompa Loompas when they
and
say
not only that, if you take away both Oompa Loompas, like pretend neither one exists, and you hear of something like an Oompa Loompa, you don't think Tiny Man. You think
You're just repeating what
something-
Nostalgia Critic said.
Really?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Oh.
That was
Well,
not
then.
intentional.
plus it has that song Oompa Loompa Fee-dee-dee-dee.
But
What?
I
Not
agree.
even close to what it said, but
Regardless, though, I do agree because like the remake Oompa Loompas just look like little people. You know, they look like regular humans, just smaller. Whereas the original, they don't look human. Well, they sort of look human, but they look like a different creature, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
no, and you know,
the whole like
people, I
Loompa
have
Land
Yeah.
thing,
the
like they
argument
feel like
that
they
the reason
come.
the Oompa Loompas in the remake is because they're from a country, but the thing is that country doesn't exist.
It doesn't, no.
See,
So,
Well, how do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
because I teach high school geography.
Well, then you should know
Well,
Oh, I thought
then
you- I thought- I thought you guys were
you'll
talking to
know
me.
all
Yeah, well
the
then you
things
know.
that terrible country it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
You don't know what you did.
I love
No,
that.
honestly, I don't know. Like that's really hard for me to choose. Like one of the other Oompa Loompas, because here's the originals definitely have their charm. I mean, my heart
We're not
goes
going off of the songs, obviously.
No,
No, of course not.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, though, the Oompa Loompas, like, they were better singers, like better dancers and
Oh yeah,
performers in
no doubt,
the 2005 remake.
no doubt.
But in
Yeah,
terms
no.
of like appearance, Willy Wonka.
And can we just take a moment to appreciate how Deep Roy played
Deep
every
Roy must have busted his
Every
ass.
single one. Yep.
See, and here's the other-
Yep.
this is kind of my argument. Like, the original Oompa Loompas definitely have their charm. I mean, my heart goes out to like the many midgets that they got for that, because a lot of them actually did not survive after that movie, which is really sad.
Aw.
Aww.
You know, my heart goes out to all of them. But I don't know. I feel like if I really had to pick, I would choose the remake, only because when you really think about it, Deep Roy did
He
everything.
busted ass.
Like, he
Is
totally.
Deep Roy actually a midget, or was he scaled down via CGI?
Actual midget.
He's
No,
an
he's
actual
He was
actually
an
a
actual midget.
Scaled
He
down.
actually was like a midget.
Yeah, Matt. He's a
Like-
midget. He was a midget, and then they actually made him smaller.
Like, and when you really look
Mm.
at it, like, that man busted his ass to do literally everything that they wanted him to do in terms of the remake Oompa Loompas.
And
So,
when you
like,
see how many Oompa Loompas they put in one shot,
oh, I know. Again,
Yeah.
that man busted his ass to do.
look, I respect
literally
Deep
what
Roy
they
for
needed.
busting his ass the way he did, but I'm sorry, I'm still sticking with the original.
I
My
have to
lord,
agree with
guys.
Peyton. I have to stick to the original. I
Yeah.
prefer the Oompa Loompas in the original.
So that's
I'm
a 4-1
sorry.
split.
Yeah, I told you. As much as I do love the original Oompa Loompas, and my heart does go out to all of them,
You just
If I-
respect Deep Roy more.
I do. I give like
Mm,
mad amount of respect to Deep Roy.
Okay.
Jesus, so Hayden and I agreed on one thing.
For the first time,
Exactly. How shocking is that?
All right, fine. Last but not least, which was the better movie, right?
we still have. Wait, how much time? We still have like 27 minutes left.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
Well, remember, we need to discuss like the songs and shit like that.
Yeah,
Oh
we
no,
had the
I got
songs and
one.
stuff as well.
Better version of the man at the candy store.
Oh my!
The Charlie,
Charlie.
No, the original for me.
you've won
Sorry,
Wonka's
I'm
last golden.
I'm so
In
sorry.
my
I'm gonna have to say the
shop.
original.
the original. I'm so sorry.
In
I
my
have to say
shop.
the original.
Vinny.
The original.
That's enough of that.
Yay.
No, here's why I like the one in the remake better. Like, don't get me wrong. I have no doubt that the one in the original has a legitimate connection with the kids that come into his shop.
But again, like, I'd say, like, the reason I'm saying, not just because of the way he says things is funny, but, like, he kind of didn't treat, the original Candyman didn't treat Charlie as equally as the other kids. Kind
He
of.
really
Yeah,
Like,
no,
didn't.
it's funny. It's funny
Really?
because he gives free candy to like 30 kids, yet he asks Charlie for money.
yeah.
Which,
he
don't
Yeah,
get me
doesn't-
wrong, I
he
guess
doesn't
the
treat
whole
them
point is
equally.
obviously
that.
for him to ask him for money, but like, you're
I
literally
mean-
handing out free candy to like 30 plus kids, dude. Well, then again, he probably didn't like the one he thwacked with the cabinet.
Oh
don't know, the
yeah,
act-
totally.
The actor who played the original is kind of funny to me.
But no, there's just like, I like the remake one honestly because he does treat Charlie equally.
And he feels like a more natural shopkeeper. Like, the other one just seems way too, like, fantasized.
In a way.
Like, it
In a way,
genuinely wouldn't
yeah.
surprise me if, like, in that universe, that man was a pedophile.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
You just turned that completely dark. Okay.
And I'm
Yeah.
That was dark. Should we
I'm
just like
just-
brighten up the podcast, kids?
well, I'm just
Well,
throwing
fuck the
this.
kids.
I'm just throwing this out there.
No.
I'm
You don't
throwing
like
this.
that.
For fuck's sake.
No kids. Okay,
Wait.
Ah,
this
I,
is not needed for kids.
alright, I'm just.
Let Tay talk. Let Tay talk.
I'm just throwing this out there. My decision with the original has nothing to do with the fact with Matt, who can take
Yes.
oh, dip it in the trash.
And here we go.
And here we go.
Because that totally has nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Totally.
I
can't
still remember
believe
that
we
video.
legitimately voted on who was the better fucking shopkeeper.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I know.
mean, it's
Yeah.
something to talk about.
Okay. So
What else?
better music.
Charlie.
Hmm.
Charlie, without a doubt.
Yeah, Charlie Machaca.
Charlie. Because here's my thing. I love
Charlie
the
for
songs
me.
in the Wonka version, but once they get to the factory, the Oompa Loompa shit gets too repetitive.
No, you're right. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what. The Charlie and the Chocolate Factory soundtrack is freaking lit. Like,
Well,
It's really
here's my
good.
thing. I may like Mike's and Violet's least compared to Augustus's and Veruca's, but like their songs still kick ass.
absolutely.
Oh,
They
I
do,
know.
actually.
I've got a comparison. What opening sequence was better?
Remake.
Oh,
The
The
remake,
remake.
hands fucking down, the Charlie
Remake.
one.
Remake.
no,
Like-
It actually felt like an
like-
actual factory.
It's like
The-
really intense.
Yeah, and it really like draws you in into like the mystery behind the factory.
Whereas the original, it
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
just
It's just like,
shows you-
ooh, chocolate.
yeah, that's literally all it is. No, the
and not
Yeah,
only
ooh,
that,
chocolate.
the music in the title sequences for both.
Yeah, they're
I
both
mean-
great. They're both good on
They're
their
both
own.
great, but like when you
Yeah,
compare
yeah.
the original, which was all just happy-go-lucky, whimsical, compared to the
Yeah.
original, where it's actually mysterious and intriguing, I'm gonna go with the mysterious and intriguing.
Yeah, I feel like, the opening sequence, like, music that they had for the remake, like, that kicks ass. Like, that's
Yeah, that
probably
fucking
one of...
slaps. Like as a
Yeah,
kid,
that
I used to
really
have that.
slaps, yeah.
I actually, funny enough, sometimes when I would watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, before I'd watch the whole movie, I'd actually watch the opening sequence on repeat before I'd watch the movie, like
I would
properly.
literally
Oh
do
my
the
God.
same, like, the music in that is just so lit. That's probably one, not counting, like, the official songs, that's probably one of my favorite tracks.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And believe it or not,
In my opinion, though, besides the Oompa Loompa songs, I think the original had better music. I just like the songs better in that one. Besides, like the Oompa Loompa songs in the remake were better.
Okay, yeah, if we're taking away the Oompa Loompas from the original.
well, so basically the songs
Yeah.
before they went to the factory, like I Got a Golden Ticket,
Yeah, if we're
Yeah.
only comparing
Cheer
Up,
those songs
Charlie.
from before the factory.
Nah, with these guys, I prefer the remake version. I think it's like I think that.
Well,
the,
now hang
it
on.
really
This is
slaps,
if
to
we're
be honest.
including the Oompa Loompa songs.
Oh no,
If we're including the Oompa
excluding
Loompa
the
songs,
Oompa Loompa
remake.
songs.
Oh no, excluding the Oompa Loompas, yeah.
Excluding them, though, I'd have to say original.
So like basically each movie has different strengths and weaknesses, but comparing them both, like imagine if there was a movie that had aspects of Willy Wonka and Charlie, like it would be like the perfect movie.
Yes!
I wouldn't be opposed
Yes,
to seeing
exactly.
that.
Like,
Hey,
that'd
I'm
be-
not complaining.
I really wouldn't be opposed to seeing that.
Oh no, remember guys, there was a Tom and Jerry special.
Shut up!
We don't
Shut
talk
up!
about that
Just
abomination.
We do
Shut
not
up!
need to know that one.
Shut up!
Oh!
Shut your mouth.
Talk about that, Hayden. What was the better boat scene?
Remake.
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 Yeah, I
totally.
have a
Remake.
feeling. Yeah, the first one like it was literally did it just because, like there was just literally no reasoning behind it.
Not
No, I
only
think
that, but the remake one, it actually looks like it would be fun, like to be on in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whereas the other one
Yeah.
just decided to be really creepy and weird just for the sake of it being creepy and weird.
Back
I
when
wouldn't
TV
be-
meant something.
Yeah.
What does chicken getting his head cut off have to do with making candy? Like,
I don't know.
Or a bug,
Mm.
or like bugs like mutating and shit. Like
And don't
what?
get me wrong,
Yeah,
that poem
bugs,
is all
yeah.
kinds of creepy, which is what they were going for, but what the fuck was the point?
Like yeah, and then after all that, it's like oh, back to normal again, and never even question it.
I'll
Whereas
only
in the
that-
remake, they actually go on a fun ride.
I'll
not only
guarantee-
that,
Yeah.
I know it was the 70s, but the effects really aren't that good.
They really
No,
aren't.
not
It was
really.
They're
literally-
too
Not
old
really.
and really
It was literally just strobe
unprepared.
lighting, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I can't really fault the movie for that because it was the early 70s. I mean,
But the thing is, when you remember,
Mm.
there have been other movies that came out around that time with better effects
Yeah.
that still
Yeah,
hold
I can
up.
understand that.
I'll guarantee you, like, those kids probably got PTSD from that.
Because I can tell you now,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Jaws,
think they did,
when did
actually,
Jaws
yeah.
come out in terms of the
Jaws?
70s? 75, right?
1975 Jaws came out.
And when did Willy Wonka come out?
71.
When did what? 1971.
Yeah.
Okay,
Same
but
to one,
yeah,
I
like
think.
I'm sorry, like when you compare the two in terms of effects, Jaws holds up a lot better.
Oh, without a fucking doubt.
Oh yeah, no. This might be really obvious and stuff, but favorite ending.
Favorite ending?
Remake.
Oh, the remake, 100%.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
Remake.
the remake.
Remake, totally.
Because honestly, the original just feels incomplete.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Yeah,
gonna say. Like,
the original one's
like,
just
it just
rushed,
feels
to
like
be honest.
it just feels like there's so much more that could have been told after that.
Yeah.
Like we don't even
Yeah.
see Charlie reunite with his mom.
Yeah, I know. Like,
It's-
and you know what the funny thing is? The first time I ever
Yeah.
watched it, I was just like, "What the fuck? That's where it ends."
Yeah, it's like, is
Same.
that
Yeah, I was
it?
confused. Like,
It's like,
I
is
just thought
that
like
it?
it was not finished yet with the movie and stuff. I didn't think that it was gonna end like that.
No, I didn't either. Like, just when you see the elevator up in the sky and then the credits roll, I'm like, "Oh, come on!" I was like,
No, Tay, it's the elevator
Yeah,
up in
no.
the sky.
"Up in the sky, yep."
Hi, in the
I don't know. My gut's telling me that the original is better.
Well, that's fine. That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's
Because
totally
like
fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I feel
Billy,
like-
but
I
I
feel
have
like,
to say the other reboot. I have
I
said the
feel
reboot.
like,
I'm sorry.
I mean, they both had really happy endings, but like the original like forced you to use your imagination more, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Whereas in the remake, we actually got to
that's
see
actually
what
true.
happened.
Yeah,
Mm.
like it's almost like it's up to you to decide like what happened next. You
Again,
know what I mean?
like that's
Yeah,
why I'm
but
saying the
I'm a
original
type
just
of
feels so
person, though.
incomplete.
But I'm a type of person,
does
though,
feel like-
although I like that idea of like, you know, leaving it up to viewers. I am that
With
type
a
of
movie
person.
like this, you
Yeah, I
cannot
am that
do
type
that.
of person. I am that type of person who like needs to know like what
Yeah.
happened.
And that's another thing the remake
Yeah, I'm like
did
one
a
of those people
lot
who needs to
better.
know
I
what actually
like seeing that the
happens
kids
in
actually
the movie.
survived.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
Yeah, that
yeah.
I like that better because like a lot of people think that the kids in the original like fucking died.
When they
well, I can't blame them because they weren't ever seen again
They were
after
never
the scene.
shown.
They were never seen again.
And if they did, then that makes the whole movie really dark.
At least we
but,
actually get to
like-
see them, like in the reboot version.
All right.
I mean,
All
yeah,
right, we
they were
just hit-
basically fucked for life, but they lived.
They still lived.
Well,
Yeah.
Well-
Augustus and Veruca, not really.
They got off lightly because Augustus
got off
and
easy.
Veruca literally
Mm.
could have just take a bath and then they're fine.
And Augustus
Whereas
just have to take a few showers.
Violet, yeah,
Violet, look at Mike.
well, honestly, he deserved it. He was the fucking worst.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, I feel like the original like it's more of like a they lived happily ever after kind of ending.
And they lived happily ever
Whereas
after.
the remake, we got to see it.
Yeah, like Charlie moving his house into the factory.
And I
See,
feel like Wonka like reuniting with his dad and everything, that feels sort of like I don't am I supposed to care that much? Like I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
weird.
It's
you're
Willy
actually
Happy
Wonka.
wrong.
ending, but kind of contrived.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I thought it was a nice way for him to reunite with his dad like that because then it's like, you think like when you see the backstory, it's like, these two practically are like at each other's throats and don't give a damn about either or. And then you see his dad's wall is like literally filled with his son's achievements. So it's like, oh, he actually does care.
Yeah,
so
he
we're
actually
all
was
for
right,
the
yeah.
remake then.
I just thought that was a nice touch.
Like
So
I
we're
said,
all for remake?
I like both endings, but my gut's telling me to go with the original. So that's what I'm going with.
Also 4-1.
Yeah.
Well, we just hit 14 minutes.
All right.
Well, woohoo then, yay.
So one person at a time with their piece on the movies.
Okay.
All right.
And I think I'll go first.
All right.
I
Go
grew
on
up
then.
with the remake. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. I grew up with the remake. However, when you really think about it and watch the two together, like I literally did yesterday, the remake may have had what I consider a proper conclusion, but the original, you actually see, the impact that the whole ticket thing has.
Mm.
Like, you see the lengths that people are going to go to get these tickets. It's stupid, I'm not gonna lie. Like, a woman's literally contemplating her husband's life over a fucking Wonka bars.
I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
But you actually get a grand scale of the world they live in. And again, there's just something to the original that just feels, putting the ending aside, the original is a very, very good movie. And honestly, I'm for the original.
Okay.
All right
Matt?
then.
Well, I grew up with both, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had and still have the original movie on VHS, and I've still got my childhood copy of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory on DVD. So, both of them stand out to me in both different ways. But honestly, like looking down to it, like when the topic of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is brought up. Obviously, I'm saying Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because that is the title, because the original book's called that. I would honestly have to say Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because whenever the topic of that movie,
That's just your ideal version.
that's like, yeah, and that's the first thing I think of. Although I do think very highly of the Willy Wonka movie, it is an absolute classic. It's just I associate myself more with the Charlie movie, and and even as a kid, I watched that version more. But no, like they both have their strengths and weaknesses. Like Willy Wonka did some things better than the Charlie movie, and vice versa. But I love both of them. I really do. I adore both movies. But if it came down to it, if I truly had to choose, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm not really sugarcoating this either. I definitely grew up with the remake, and it was funny too because it was bought for us like completely out of the blue. Like we never even asked for it. It was just there for us. I do know that I had the original tape when we were kids, but I was never interested in it. Like it didn't, like, no sugarcoating at all. It did not interest me. So I officially didn't see the original one until I'm gonna say 2013, if not 2014. I know that's fucking forever. But when I actually saw the original compared to the remake, like, again, as much as I grew up with the remake more, I have to choose the original one because I felt like, there's a lot more charm between the characters, particularly Charlie, for one. Like, I really, really feel for him. Like, knowing that, again, he's not spoiled, he's not doing all the shit, to go after the tickets as much as he wants it, and then, you feel for him when he thinks there's none left, that would literally be me, in a sense, if I was the same way. And again, as much as I love Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka, I feel like Gene did it better because there's more like of a mysterious, characteristic behind him, and that's the kind of stuff that I love about certain characters. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a hell of a lot more charm in the original compared to the remake, so it's got to be the original for me.
I guess I'll go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me put this straight. Both movies it's one of my favorite movies of all time, both of them, and I'll be watching them for years to come. But I can't help but just feel like the remake just did a really better job than the original. Like, because I don't know if you guys have read the book, because I
haven't.
I didn't scroll. Funny enough.
No,
I
never.
read it, sadly.
If you've read the book, then you know that the remake is a lot more like the book.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I feel like just everything about the remake just was way better. Well, not everything, but a lot of things were just done way better. Like the writing, the characters, not everything, but a lot of aspects of it. And like Matt said, I grew up with both. Hell, I saw the remake before the original.
I think a lot of us did, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, nope, I'm the opposite. I saw the original first.
Only where
But,
I grew up, the original was a trailer of a Pokemon VHS I had.
Lel.
yeah, I'm not trying to sound biased or anything. Like the original's more nostalgic because they're both equally as like nostalgic to me. But
Oh yeah, they're both nostalgic. Same with me. Yeah, I grew up with both.
But as much as I love Gene Wilder and like his characteristics, I still prefer the Charlie version, the remake, because like how do you say it? Like just nearly like everything about it was just done to perfection. I feel like they took all the mistakes from the original and just corrected them and made it even better than it already was. They're both fantastic movies, but if I had to pick, definitely the remake.
All right.
Okay, saving the best
What about
for
you,
last.
I probably said that.
Wanda.
Wait, before we go on, Alex. I probably said that a lot better in my head than I did out loud because
I
that's
understood what you were saying, though.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
too.
no, I got what you're saying. Yeah.
that happens a lot with me. But anyway, go ahead.
You ain't the only one.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something, Matt?
Oh no, I was saying Vinny ain't the only one like that.
Oh, I'm the same as well.
Alexander.
Yeah. So. Anyway, so it looks like I'm the last person. So yeah. I'm the same with Matt and Vinny. Like, I grew up with both movies. But I'm gonna be honest here. I've only seen the reboot one once, and I had to watch this.
Really?
Yeah, but I've actually only seen it once.
I didn't know
Truth be
that.
told, I've only seen it
Oh,
once.
wow.
Yeah, and in terms of the other one, the original, I've seen it 3 times actually.
Wow, I thought you would have done both a little more than that.
Well, the
can't
thing is
even
that
count how
I
many times
watched
I've seen them.
the reboot one first, and then I watched the original one, which again I said I watched it 3 times, and they're both great movies. I really like them. Even though that the original one was a bit rushed, like especially with the ending, like I just think like even though it wasn't even complete and stuff, I unfortunately have to agree with Tay, and I'm gonna say the original because even though I do like the reboot and stuff, like I think it's fantastic. And Johnny Depp, you legend, I love how you did Willy Wonka, but Gene I think kind of did a little better with playing Willy Wonka, and I also like the other characters, Charlie and the other kids and stuff, and I thought they were fantastic and stuff, and I can't believe you guys didn't actually bring this up, but do you remember that one scene of when Willy Wonka got pissed and stuff? You win nothing.
Yeah.
You lose. Good day, sir. I said
That
good
is
day.
actually my favorite scene of the original.
Oh, same.
Yeah,
It was my favorite scene as well,
that's
and
one of my
that is kind of one of the reasons why I think the original one is better, because I just think it's more funny and stuff.
No, like, I hate to cut you off, but like real quick
No, that's all right.
to bring up why that's my favorite scene is not only does that continue to add on to the mystery of what Willy Wonka is really thinking and what he's doing, you really see Charlie's good nature shine in such a natural
when he
Yes.
when he puts the candy back.
like in such
When he actually
like
pulled the candy back,
it's
yeah.
like when you think about it, okay, imagine if they did that scene in the 2005 version. You know for a fact Charlie would have put it back just because he's a little goody two.
He would have just put it back, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in the original, you actually
You wouldn't expect him to do that.
like with everything Charlie has been through, you'd think he would take it out of spite, but no.
He
Like,
That
wanted
just
it
shows
up,
how innocent and sweet he really is.
Absolutely.
You saw his good nature shine in such a natural way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like both movies did rights and wrongs, but yeah, definitely Willy Wonka
but
did
in the end,
portray
they had
Charlie
great
way better.
That was the biggest strength I think they did for the original. How they treated
Yeah, I think
Charlie's
that's what
character.
the original one was a big strike.
That not even a strike. That was like how they interpreted like Charlie in the original. Like that was their biggest strength.
Yeah.
But So
Well, then
Alex,
again, it
are
was
you
back in the
leaning?
70s, so it would have been really difficult with all the reduction and stuff.
But so Alex, you're going with original?
Well, let me finish what I was going to say. I mean, even though I do like the actual reboot and stuff itself, like I think it was fantastic and stuff.
Oh yeah,
It's
nobody's
just
denying that the reboot has its greatest some of its great moments.
yeah, exactly. Like I always love that movie and stuff, but it's just not enough for me to fully like
It's
it and
not
stuff. Like
better. It's not the ideal version for you.
it's not the ideal version exactly. It's not like better and stuff. With the original, I think it was a little more you're going back to your childhood and stuff. Like
Like
you
the
feel as
magic
that
of childhood, that
you're
kind of thing.
you're him and stuff. Like I feel
Yeah.
more on the Willy Wonka
Yeah, I
side.
get you.
Like the innocence of
Yeah.
childhood, so to speak.
Exactly, yeah. Even though
Yeah.
that Willy Wonka was the second one I watched, so in general, I'm gonna have to go with Sissy on this one. I'm gonna have to say the original.
Okay, real quick before we wrap up because we only got 2 minutes left. One,
Oh,
Matt,
Jesus.
did you say you were in a production? You were in a play of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, weren't you?
Indeed, I was.
Hey, Matty.
Do tell.
So at school, like every year, we would do a Christmas production, right?
Mhm.
And each year, obviously, was a different thing. A lot of them were mostly just fucking Disney movies, but this one was different. We actually did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I played one of the school children in the Candyman's shop, and we sung the Candyman Cam.
Wow.
How
Love
cool
that
would it
song.
been if you actually got to play Charlie or a
Oh
fucking
no,
Augustus?
I was too
that would be
young. I was
hilarious.
too young. Like the older kids did, because I was only about 8 then.
Oh,
Whereas like
Oh,
the older
man.
kids, the 10, 11-year-olds, those were the ones that played like.
Yeah.
so who did they get to play Grandpa Joe?
Oh, again, one of the older kids, but they put like a mustache on him,
Oh
like a
my
fake,
God.
like a
Oh,
fake, like a
Well.
fake hairy mustache and a walking stick and a walking cane.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was really good fun, and while we were singing the Candyman song, we actually like before the production began, like while rehearsals and that were going on, we would actually made our own like sweets out like with arts and crafts material.
Sweet.
Like we'd make our own like candies out of like whatever we wanted to make it out of, and then use
Ooh.
it like while we sang in the play.
Ooh,
Yo.
nice.
I gotta show you a clip of me in it actually while we
That
sang
play sounded like
Candyman.
really fun.
Oh.
It was. And
Well,
dumbass
before-
me, and I was quite flustered during it, so like in some shots you would not see me singing, and then the others you would.
I think the same though.
I'd kind of
I
just
would
start
do-
singing and then just give up and
I
then
would've been-
start
yeah, I would've
singing
been the same as
again.
well.
That was me.
I would do the same thing, dude.
Yeah, I would
But-
do the same thing as well, man.
Well, we just hit the hour, and I got one last question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the Charlie version when Veruca's getting attacked by squirrels,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why is Mr. Salt just standing there?
Yeah,
Because he's a dumbass.
Good
because,
question.
no, because plot convenience.
No,
Like,
you
Plot
know,
convenience, yes, exactly.
Speaking, your daughter's getting attacked by squirrels, and you're standing there.
no.
Why doesn't he have
Yeah,
the
no.
fence?
No, Hayden, you know what was the funniest thing to me about that scene? It was the fact that Willy Wonka just took fucking forever
Yeah,
with the
he's just like, nope, not that one.
Yeah, he's literally just took forever.
nope.
I was like, oh, do you need help now?
and he's just so chill about it. He's like, not
You
that
know
one.
You know what's funny?
Not that desperate, no.
He has like 1,000 keys, right? And he has to go by each of them one by one. I like how he conveniently knows which is the right key right as Veruca gets shot down the chute.
Yeah.
I swear he did it on purpose.
Oh,
No,
he
because in this, like in the remake, like it really highlighted how much like Willy Wonka despised the spoiled kids.
Okay, Wonka,
Yeah.
I can understand purposely getting the wrong keys, but Jesus Christ, dude, your daughter is getting attacked by squirrels. Fucking hop your old ass over the fence and get her.
And help your help your person.
Yo, if that were the original one, he wouldn't give a shit.
He wouldn't
Oh,
have
I
done
know.
anything. Like, yeah.
Oh no, he would have just
No,
let it
I get the
happen.
feeling in the original when he went down the garbage chute or the fucking whatever, he only did it just to make himself look like a good father.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's gonna be a lot of garbage today.
But
Garbage.
thank you guys for listening.
Yeah,
Oh.
thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
sticking
listening,
around
guys.
for this hour listening to us bullshit.
Make sure you
And with
like,
that
comment, and
said, I
subscribe
got
for
one
more
more to say.
content. And yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye 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 bye.
Bye-bye.